Look at those. This is about as perfect as a rib can be. Ribs here are king in Kansas. Now there's two different ribs they could be smoking. They could be smoking a spare rib or a St. Louis cut, or they could also be smoking baby backs. The choice is theirs. So the first thing that you want to do whenever you are doing ribs is you want to make sure that you get that silver skin off the back of the ribs. The reason that you take the silver skin off is because it creates a little bit of toughness, and you also want the smoke to be able to permeate the ribs, and the silver skin becomes a blocker for that. There's a couple different ways you could do it. I find the easiest way is you just find a point, you grab it with your towel, and if you grip and pull back, it will pull right off. And it comes right off your ribs, and the silver skin is cleaned, and you are in a good place. So baby back ribs, think the term high off the hog. This is a little higher on the hog. There's more meat on top, more of that loin is present. It creates a more tender rib, where the spare rib, there's meat on top, but also a little bit more meat in between the bones. So I find a spare rib to have a little bit more fat, a little bit more flavor, where a baby back will be a little bit more on the tender side. So we have a basic rub here. It's brown sugar, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, a little bit of cayenne. Now we're just gonna hit these up with our rub. So, not really rubbing this in, I'm just pushing off any excess. Gonna give it a flip. Get the backside seasoned up real good too. And then these are ready for the smoker. Now, we're gonna use an offset today. One of the things that we have seen at Olathe today is hot and fast. So we're gonna have the smoker going about 250, 275. We're just gonna cook these until they are nice and tender and ready to go. Now we are just gonna drop our ribs right on. All right, ribs are in. Let's get her shut. We're gonna mist them about every half hour to help that smoke kind of adhere to the exterior and keep the moisture in our pit. What we have here is about 10 parts apple cider, 1 part cider vin. So as we lift up our smoker here, so after these smoked for about 4 hours, we're at about 250 to 275. About the last 30 minutes, I hit them with a little bit of the sauce. We let that sauce bake on. So look at those, beautifully glazed. You could see that it's tender, but it is not overcooked. So it's gonna come off the bone, but not completely. So look when we open this up, you can see that great smoke ring where the meat gets that little bit of a pink hue, the bark and the glaze on top from the sauce, and the rib, when we take a bite out of it, we should see our bite mark, but not all the meat should come off the bone. So that, to me, I'm not gonna lie, this is about as perfect as a rib can be. You get a little bit of sweet and a little bit of spice from the sauce. For the baby back, so you could see they have that nice shellacked look on top. The meat is gonna be a little bit more riding kind of on the top of the bone. Again, nice gentle smoke ring, but it's a different texture, a different cook. It just pulls off the bone. Great flavor. Baby back ribs to me are a little bit more tender. They don't have as much kind of intermuscular fat, but still an absolutely delicious bite of rib. This is how you do a Kansas City style barbecue rib. Delicious, great flavor, little bit of sweet, little bit of heat, gentle smoke. Thank you, Kansas City.